and welcome to our video series on selling chatbots. In this section, we're looking at really closing sales, but on this video, I want to have a quick look at revisiting why it's important to have a method to prospecting. Now, obviously, when we were going through the prospecting methods, the first thing we did was talk about having a method to our prospecting. And I want to just sort of have a bit of a recap on that, really, because I feel it is such an important part of the process that if your prospecting is not organized, whatever kind of method you're doing, I don't care whether you're not doing cold outreach, if you're doing you're searching through freelancing sites and using Facebook groups, whatever it is, there's still going to be a number of different companies that you're having some kind of contact with that you need to do things for, whether it be you need to go and get them some information or whether or not you're waiting to hear back from them and you need to work out when to follow them up. It's really important that you're organized. So I wanted just to go through that again and highlight a few of the most important points. So the first one there is have a method. And that's kind of what I've just been touching on. My method is that I use Trello. I have lists for different things. I create cards for all new prospects. Those cards I can update with any conversations I have with them. I can upload images. I can screenshot emails and put them in there. I know exactly what I'm doing. I can set times when I want to contact them again. So that's my method. I'm not saying you have to copy my method. I've shown you my method because I think it's easy and it works for me. You might have something you think is easier and works for you better. You might want to use my method. But whatever you do, make sure you do have a method. So the next thing is professional website and email address. Now, with our agency license, you obviously get a done-for-you website that you can use. Many of you might have your own website that you're already using for because you've got an agency doing other marketing stuff as well. What's important is that you do have a professional website on a domain name that is relevant, and probably even more important than your website is having an email address that is on a professional sounding domain. So again, we did speak about this, but if I was to have simonchatbot@gmail.com, it's not going to be half as effective as if I had simon@chatbotagency.com. The point is the bit after @ must be relevant and must be professional. It doesn't have to be about a chatbot, but it has to be something that makes people think this guy's professional and this is what he does, whether it mentions marketing or whatever it is. But do not use a free web-based Gmail, Yahoo Mail, BT Internet, or whoever whatever the kind of email addresses that you can use are. Buy a domain and set up your own email address. The next point is offer demo calls / conference calls. So this is really important as well. If you do have a bite on the end of your rod, I couldn't get my words out then for a minute, and somebody wants to join you on a call to go through a demo, or wants a conference call with a couple of people in their office and go through a demo, then make sure you offer that. Sometimes people just want to have that person-to-person contact to help them feel completely comfortable with it. The fact that you've sent them a demo and they've asked you for a call shows that they're sold on the idea. They just want to speak to you, understand a few more things, and it may be they've got a few questions that are a little bit more, not awkward, but a little bit more difficult to ask on email. They don't want to go back and forth. The best thing to do is just have a chat about it. So never be put off by demo calls. Never be put off by conference calls. Always make sure you offer them. When I send my demo links that we've been through, I will always include on my email somewhere, if you'd like to get together on a call, to go through the demo, or a conference call to go through the demo, then please let me know. So always offer that, as again, it makes you look professional. So the next one down, offer face-to-face meetings, is kind of the same as the demo call things above, but this is obviously only going to be relevant to any businesses that are near you or not too far from the area that you live or work from. Okay, now the reason I say this is because if I'm sending a demo link to a company that I know is not too far, then as well as offering a conference call to go through the demo, I'd also say, look, I'm not too far for you. If you'd like to meet up for a meeting, face to face, so that we can discuss this, then I'm more than happy to do that. But obviously this is going to be dependent on people to people, and also highly dependent on location. I'm not suggesting you start driving 50, 100, 150, 200, 300 miles to go and see somebody when it could be managed through a call. But I have found that when I've met people face to face, I probably find it easier to sign people up. So that's something that I would recommend if people are not that far from, or your prospects are not based that far away from where you are. So the final thing that I want to mention on this video is make sure you follow up your prospects. Now this sounds almost ridiculous to appear on this list, but the number of people I know who send a load of stuff out and then carry on looking for new clients or whatever, forget to mark when they sent it or when they should follow up, and actually in the end don't end up following up, or just expect that I'm going to send all these things out and suddenly people are going to come back to me. It's not how it works. You really must make sure you follow up. Now obviously there's a limit to how many times you should follow up before you become annoying and actually you're harming yourself more than you're doing yourself any good. But certainly when you've sent the initial demo links out, you should always follow up a certain number of times. I mean, I probably do 2 follow-ups and then I leave it for a period and then do another follow-up. And I've already discussed that on another video with you. But the point is, I just want to highlight and stress, do not send stuff out and don't follow up. Please make sure that every time you send something to a customer, you make a note of when you're going to follow them up. You set an alert, and when that alert comes up, don't ignore it, follow them up, because it really will and does make a difference. Okay, so that is just a few things that I wanted to go through to remind you about your method of prospecting. Make sure you have a solid method. Make sure you have a professional website and email address. Offer demo calls, conference calls, or face-to-face meetings, and make sure you always follow up with your prospects.